Hi there guys and welcome to another Train Sim World video. Today is of course the launch, well by the time this goes up it may not be the launch day of Train Sim NEC New York, it may be the day after. But it is the launch day. It's currently 22:38. It's taken me a while to get it all downloaded and installed as I didn't have Train Sim World reinstalled. So what we're going to do is we're going to take our very first look. I haven't even... sorry, that's a lie. I have seen probably in a total of about 4 minutes of Matt P's stream the other night because I was streaming myself. So I only caught little bits. So the description: Northeast Corridor New York brings to life the experiences and challenges of passenger and freight railroading on an American base. God, Alan, come on. On America's busiest railroad, climb aboard the state-of-the-art Amtrak ACS 64. Electric and versatile. CSX Electromotive GP38-2 to transport passengers and freight around the bustling New York City. Dun, dun, dun. Right, no, I'll be sensible now. The cheesy bit is out the way. This bloke gets around a bit, doesn't he? Oh, we get straight into the tutorial. So a bit like on all the other Train Sim Worlds, actually. I must say it looks pretty nice. I mean, I've always said the game is pretty. I mean, that's not clean, but pretty. This one actually has got a little bit of mosquitoes on the front. I can see it already. Oh, no talking! Oh, the ACS 64 electric locomotive, also known as the Amtrak City Sprinter, is used exclusively in the Northeast United States. Enter the cab through the door in the front of you. Okay. As much as I didn't like the cheesy sort of talking, I'm kind of missing it now. Pinch point. You don't say it's a door. God bless America. To empower a locomotive, press the battery button for at least 5 seconds. Over here on the back wall. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Next, head through the door to the right and down the corridor to the pantograph selector panel. Now, I knew this was in there because I saw the pictures of it on the pre-release stuff. Oh, the nice little toilet. I like the way American locos do that. Some British ones did as well. The Class 55s, a few others had little pea pots in them, basically. Now, first things first. I'm not convinced that panel's the same. I've seen some pictures of the interior. This is a little bit of research, and I'm pretty sure this doesn't look like this in real life. Pantograph both, pantograph rear. I'll see what it said actually. Head back to the cab when ready and climb into the engineer's seat. It's not going to let me touch anything else, is it? Because it's a tutorial, but we will come and have a look at that in a second anyway. Into the seat. It's very posh in here. Toggle the right mouse button switch to push. Yeah, okay, I'm there now. Use the pantograph up button to connect it with the overhead wires. Nice little crackle noise. Finally move the main circuit breaker into the closed position. Control plus P. To show this locomotive is operational, set the headlights to bright and turn the ditch lights on. Okay, lights. Ditch lights on. Okay, use the reverser to set direction of travel. Move the lever in the forward position. Is that this bad boy here? Yes. Try moving the automatic brake to the release position. Pull the way all the way towards me. Oh, why no? What? Use the horn to notify others 2 short blasts. Ooh. Move the control to at least 40%. It's only 33%. Let's keep those numbers 1 to 8, select different range of views. So 3 tends to be my favourite view for train sim world. That is a fair set of horns, that, isn't it? American locos do have massively loud horns, and even though this is a Siemens designed locomotive, the Euro Sprinter series, was it? It's all made in America, California, and traction stuff and electrical equipment is made somewhere else. I'm sure of it. I mean, their exterior modelling is beautiful, actually. I won't lie. With the LED headlights. I like the fly splatters on the front. The reason not as crisp as I was expecting. Oh, they do look quite nice. It's not F2 to disable the motion blur. Maybe I can't do that in the tutorial. These look very nice. These Metroliner cars. I might not have this completely correct. The bounce between them is nice. Set the master controller back to idle. Oh, a little bit of a stutter there. Automatic brake to the minimum position. And that's all there is to it. Pretty simple. Yeah, but it's kind of not, is it? There's got to be more to play with than that in this, but this is just a basic tutorial. Now signaling's going to be an issue, because this is the signalling. I'm pointing at the screen like I've got face cam on. I've started having face cam on the streams. Nice work. Take this basic training and apply it to further operations. You'll do great. Okay, so no signalling tutorial again, because it's quite a complicated signalling. Well, not complicated, but I just don't know it. Signalling system, the American stuff, especially Northeast Corridor. Okay. Load last checkpoint. That's interesting. Let's go main menu. See what we've got. So tutorial wise, we've got the ACS 64, which we've just done, and the GP38-2YN3, which is slightly different than the one you got in CSX Heavy Haul, I think. Scenarios. I'll tell you first thing I'm going to have to do. Let's turn that off. No, that. Right, so scenarios. 20 minutes, 40 minutes for the 25. 25. Okay. They're very short. Complete an empty stock move from New York Penn to Sunnyside Yard via the train wash. God, that's quite a fair stretch of route. What's probably maybe half the route? 25 minutes, is that right? Take the controls of a train at Newark Liberty International Airport and operate it through to New York Penn Station. So we're not I don't see any of the passenger stuff using that. Hang on, right, is that the... No. So that's the second longest scenario. And it uses that much of the route. From Oak Point Yard, take a cut of boxcars over to the Hunts Point Terminal. Once there, bring back a mixed So it's just like a round and back scenario. So what's this one? Oh, this one's fairly longer. But it's a free switching scenario. So wasn't the Cumberland switcher on CSX Heavy Haul was very similar to that. So it's basically a bit like a free roam. That's why it's 60 minutes. So there is no scenario that takes you to the bottom of that little spur of the route. You can try and use American terms here. Nothing takes you right down to the bottom here. And there isn't one scenario that goes end to end. Am I missing something? So City Lights. Right, City Sprint. City Lights, take the controls of the train at New Rochelle and operate it through to New York Penn Station. Right round as an empty coach and stop move. So none of those actual scenarios do that whole route. So I don't want to do scenarios. No freight in the service menu. Okay. Let's start by doing a scenario. I'm not expecting this to be too short a video, but at the same time it's... Oh, I keep wanting to go back and it's not. Oh, God. Let's pick a scenario. Take controls of Liberty International Airport and operate through to New York Penn. Okay, that seems like it's a fair length. Still into limits, but right rounds are just a back and round, so that's not going to show us most of the route, is it? Let's do this. This might go disastrously wrong just because I don't know the signalling, but we'll give it a go. And we're having a look at its first look anyway. There are parts of this that interest me. The ACS not being one of them, actually. Newark Liberty International Airport. You'll be taking control of Amtrak 170 from here through to New York Penn Station. Head over to track 1. Look nice, don't they? I might actually do this one. I might start at the other end of the route. New Rochelle seems to be, because this is sort of... Let's just use this one to look at the train, and we'll drive one of the other ones that was... I think there's a longer one than this. So we can couple and uncouple. Okay. That's still nice to see. This thing seems to be pretty much started up, so let's just have a little fiddle and a play. And then we'll go and have a look at the passenger carriages. Oh! Well, the brightness works. That's quite nice. Day and night mode, that's quite nice. And it changes the display. Oh, right, okay. Does that work on this one as well? God, that reminds me of MSTS, that does. Oh, I quite like that, actually. So what have we got there? Traction motors, sort of tractive effort and everything. That's quite nice. So as much as all these buttons operate, it's actually just the screen sensor. I'm pretty happy with that. You can customize it how you kind of want. Let me not try and make this too lethal for you guys. Deck and console lights. Okay. Cab light. Ooh. Ooh. Okay. Does anything work on this? No. Wipers. Headlights, ditch lights. Sounder. Horn. Oh, it sounds better if you... Is it N, wasn't it? Oh. Yeah, okay. Turn the bell off. That's one of the main reasons. Oh, that looked quite nice actually with that passing. Nice and smooth. The light coming through the window is pretty nice there. So is that... Oh, that opens as well. Oh, I like that. Got blinds. The blinds affect the lighting inside the cab. Not really. It might do if there's some glare on it, I suppose. Anything up here? No. Okay. Let's get back out the seat. Any of these open? No. Any MCBs? No. We'll plug in your charger and that though down there. Right, what works on this panel? Battery control, exit light, trailing unit fault reset. Okay, cool. Rear headlights, head end power, machine room lights. Oh, I like that. AC, SES. Ah, that's the signalling thing, I think. And the ATC is to do the signalling. Marker light alerter, okay. Door bypass. Dynamic brake cutout. You can turn off and on that. Alright, okay. Cab, non-cab territory cutting. Don't know what that means. Let's have another little flick in here and see if there is. Yeah, so this panel I'm not... Okay, so you can change it if it's double-headed, I suppose. This panel doesn't look right, and in here does not look how it does in real life. I'm very pleased they have modelled this, because I can imagine walking through the centre of a 91 or something, and that would be awesome. So, kudos DTG for doing it. It isn't correct, I don't reckon. I'd have to go back and look at my pictures, but I don't remember this panel looking like this. And I know a couple of people shared some pictures about it. I know people were complaining about the floor texture. It does look a bit basic, but I'm not. That's not a criticism. It's better than we've got in Train Simulator. Right, motion blur. Can I turn that bad boy off? I don't know. Right, these look very nice. Loving the external details on these. It's amazing how low they are. Crouch, see if I can read this. Use one small screwdriver to pull up on that. I can even read some of that. Well, you hope it was the emergency services come to you with a screwdriver to get in the windows then. Right, these lights, what do these mean? Nice little animation there. We got a guards panel, that's cool. Is there anything? Hold on. Can I only operate that door from that panel? Or is that all the doors? That's all the doors. So in theory, could you be a guard? Wow, that brings things into a whole new light. And I like the fact that's nice. That's nice. These are very. Oh, yeah. Ah, now have they done it? I know it's a silly thing, and I really do know it's a silly thing. But I would like to sort of access all areas. So this isn't the business class, this is the business lounge. Not leisure. Oh, somebody's in it, that's why. These are a lot nicer than I mean, in Train Sim World, these are a lot nicer than the Mark IIIs. These are much better detailed. The texturing on the surrounds is much nicer. The detail in them looks better. They're not just pure white. The lighting is much improved as well. So they are learning. They are learning. I like that. It'd be nice to know what was in there. Oh, and I'd like to be able to pull the emergency stops as well. So when you were in passenger mode, you could do it. So what's this? The restaurant car. Oh, and you can see in the buffet now, it's not closed off. Good call. Not too fussed about being able to get into it, because I'm guessing it would probably take a bit, but that's pretty cool. That's pretty cool. Quite like the leather texture on the seats as well, in coach glass. I'm going to stop with the crap American accent, I do promise. But I also can break promises when I say things like that. Like the emergency exit signs. So it sounds daft, but signs like that with the red is quite weird. If you're in Britain, you're used to green, or in Europe, you're used to green emergency exit signs. In America, they're red. Very reminiscent of a Boeing aircraft, really. It's one place you'll see quite often. Do you know what these doors remind me of? Do you remember the X-Files episode with the train? Even though that was a Bud RDC, if I remember rightly. But looking through the doors reminds me a bit of that sort of high-level window on the doors. Way, you can walk straight out. I've got to find a step to get back up now, ain't I? There we go. Oh, I've just noticed a handbrake. Oh. Excuse me, lad. Oh, I can't get in. Oh, I think I might have broken it. Let me try another door. Okay, she's having a little bit of a woo beside me, so I was doing some wobbling. Right, there we go. Let's go and close that up. What I wanted to test was the handbrake wheel, but that would be a no. So it's just this door. Let's release them all. Close them all. There we go. Yeah. So emergency door release work? No. I hope we do sort of start seeing, well, we are starting seeing a bit more in the passenger sort of way. Remember, American stuff isn't my cup of tea, isn't my massive cup of tea at all. But I'm interested in what the simulator's doing. Smoothness-wise, this is very smooth, but I'm also noticing some of the lighting, while the carriages look better, the exterior lighting isn't what I was expecting, if I'm honest with you. So, what do we do? Do we dare drive this? Let's have a little look around the station. So the station's pretty... There's not much to say about it, really. It's nice. Can you get over to that big glass bit over there? That'd be quite nice. Can we go in here? Oh. Nice if you could go and sit in the waiting room. And that wouldn't have been that hard to do. You could have just left a door open. Fair enough. But again, when you're hammering through a station, it's not something you're really that concerned about, is it? I know. No, that's fine. Right, let's go and look at that other scenario that was there. I would have quite liked to have started in New York, to be fair. New Rochelle, New to the New Penn. Yeah, okay, let's do that. This is more what I think is the country end. Yes, this is more what I wanted to have a little look at, really. Welcome to New Rochelle. Today we're running a southbound train into the terminus at New York Penn. So my train over there. Change track to track 4. Okay. This station's pretty. Car models aren't that bad. They're not all black like they were in Rapid Transit. Some of the lighting feels a bit weird. Lighting definitely feels a bit weird. More on things than around things. Okay. Is that me just ready to... Oh, unlock passenger doors. Let's change my screen. It was that one, wasn't it? I want that one in front of me, actually. Just to be retro and think of Microsoft Train Sim in the Cellar or the HSP8. I'll go for tractive effort on that one. That's a bit of tractive effort. Right. Lights. They're on bright. I'm sure that I went and checked the front of the train. They weren't on. Ditch lights. Let's have them on. Don't move with wipers or anything. Circuit breakers closed. Let's turn them off. Do I put the signalling systems on? Looks like it. Guess it's all going to be Q. Marker lights are on. Are they marker lights like British marker lights? I don't know. Oh, it's come to life, look. This debris has come to life. Clear. Clear ahead of us. That's got to be good. That's got to be good. What does it say? So it gives us a maximum authorized speed. Okay, so this might actually work out to be slightly helpful. Ready to depart. That was quick. I'm playing these sounds more for you. I couldn't tell you if these locomotives sound like this, but what I can hear for is any bad looping of sounds or anything like that, which is what I'm doing. Not so convinced on the horn front, if I'm honest. Drives quite nicely, but it feels quite nice. This is our first electric locomotive in Trainsim World. Not convinced by the track texturing again. That's looking rather odd, actually. Oh, what does that little beep mean? Is that speed increase? The outside scenery and stuff around you. Well, the line side detail in itself. I haven't seen the transit van yet, which is always a bonus. I never say never. It's going to be the white articulated lorry instead, isn't it? Okay. Got a couple little micro starters, but that might be my end. We'll see how it goes. I haven't had any weird bleeds or anything yet, which is quite nice. I still haven't fixed the motion blur problem on the wheels. But I can. By pressing Control F2. Seems to turn the motion blur off. Let's see what we look like with no motion blur on. That's a nice feature, actually. That is a handy feature to be able to turn that off. But I'm getting some screen tearing now. Especially just where my mouse is indicating now, just here. Oh, not E. Is that... I'm acknowledging. Turn you off. Even though I now have no idea what's in front of me, isn't there is a way to 45 for FPS as well with a train coming past me? That ain't bad. What's it like when I put motion blur back on? Not much difference really. There is a way to pull up what is the next signal, but I can't remember what one it is. You're all sitting there going, it's da 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 da, and I'm going, no, I don't know. Let's just rag it now. Let's turn that back on and see if it stops beeping at me. Let's just try turning that one on. So that's a restrictive. So it wants me to be doing 70. Let's use a bit of dynamic brake. Water. Oh, the bridge is nice. The water's alright. There's never any strong point in train sim, was it? So I think it feels like America. Definitely getting some stuttering. But I don't know if that's showing up in the video, and again, that might just be my end. And you can also see them getting a bit of sway, right? With those cables and exterior sounds, which is quite nice for that speed limit thing. There doesn't seem to be any cab sway on the inside. Isn't this loco capable of like 125 mile an hour, like 135 in testing or something, isn't it? And I'm really being... I don't think I've been above 70 yet. Well, I think I've been above 70. I think I should have been. Fast ER. Fast and fair ER. I've seen that a few times now. Let's really give it some. $65. It just doesn't look like it's loading properly in front of you. Is that just me? Textures are loading them way too late. What's my settings at? Let's have a look at those before I start whinging. It's 920 by 1080, windowed mode. The graphics preset is high, and sensing is at TAA. VSync is off. Screen percentage is at 177. Let's try FXAA, see if that makes a difference. FXAA does seem... Oh no, hang on. So it's off. FXAA. TAA. That's weird. Can you see? I can see the difference. I don't know if you guys can. FXAA, I'm going to keep it on for a little bit. Footage quality is high, shadow quality is medium, effects quality is medium. Let's stick everything up. Oh no. Oh no, 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 no. That's definitely better. It's not done much to the draw distance, mind. Not really hurt my frames either. In fact, I've got a limit at 65 and I'm hitting that a fair bit. So it seems to actually be performance. The hell are they? Well, brake pipe cables have gone mad and sending weird graphics things across the screen. That is a bit odd. It's restricting me again. 65. What's this screen here? Doesn't seem to do too much. No, it's still going to want me at 65, isn't it? No, 60. 55. Okay, keep showing your toes. I will have a read of the manual and get used to the signalling system. Oh, we have some freight. Just sneaking suspicion. Did I save everything on Ultra? No. Ultra, high, high, ultra, 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 E. Right. Now I want to see if my draw distance is improved. Yes, it has. It has indeedy. Still not massively hitting my frames either, to be fair. So this does throw up another thing that was spoken about on the build up to this, and this was Dovetail Games' quote, and it came around the question, would CSX Heavy Hill ever be brought to the Xbox? And Dovetail Games said CSX Heavy Hill can't come to the Xbox because it's too big a route. But what they then said is that all routes that they build from now on will be... I'm getting some really bad graphics bleeds going on again. Some strange artifacting, is that the right word? Coming out the front, just where my mouse is now. Just here. Oh, this is cool. So what that says to me is that they would match... Every route they now make will be able to be released on the Xbox. So that means we are... Dovetail Games are limiting what they create to run on the Xbox. Now, CSX Heavy Haul, some of the scenarios on that are 2 hours long. Great Western Express, they're about 30-40 minutes. This, they're 20 minutes. Is this the future? This is really nice, this bridge. Ah, the reflection on the side is nice actually with the settings high. So they're limiting. That's irritating. I want to see from outside the bridge. They're limit. I will say this when I can see what I'm doing. I'll say it again for about the fourth time. They're limiting the routes they're making so that they can be run on an Xbox One. I find that a little bit insulting. Blood, sweat and tears has gone into the building of my PC. And while I'm not calling PC Master Race and this peasant console gamers, I've consoles as well. I collect consoles. I have lots, stemming back to 1980 something. The Xbox One is not a PC. You cannot limit this game that everybody has been waiting for years, may I add, right? Years we have been waiting for Train Sim World, a 64-bit, Unreal Engined train simulator. For D2G then to turn around and go, yeah, but we're going to limit it to a hardware setup for a console from 3 or 4 years ago. Now, is that just me reading into that too much, or does anybody else think that is absolutely absurd? Absolutely absurd. And while I'm pleased it's on console, I'm not one of these people who says don't put it on console. But to limit the game, so we're going to be stuck with sort of 25-minute scenarios. What is this route length? 30, 40 miles, whatever. Is that the most we're going to get out of any route from Dovetail? So what does that leave? That leaves us with third-party developers that at the moment don't have the tools to make anything. I'm actually astounded. If I've worked this out correct in my head, and I think I have, there was quite a big discussion about it on my Facebook group as well. Now, the thing with the editing tools not being out yet, for me, is ringing alarm bells. I think it's got something to do with the fact that to release the kit, they would have to release the source code for the game as well for the Unreal Engine, and they don't want to do that, and they're trying to work a way of how to do this without releasing the full code. They're still not saying, they're saying they're working on it. They haven't said it's still coming. Do you know what I mean? With the Xbox launch, they said, yeah, we're working on it. It will be there. It will be there. I'm getting that strange artifact again here. It will be here. It will be here. Bear with us. Bear with us. It is coming. It's here. You're getting it. With the editor tools, we're working on it. We're trying. If DTG turn round to us and say, nah, we can't release third-party stuff. We can't release the editor tools for you. This game is dead in the water. This game is absolutely dead in the water. It may be pretty. It may have beautiful functionality. The whole Simugraph engine they worked so hard on, which still ain't perfect, I may add, is going to be basically useless. Actually upsetting. It is actually a little bit upsetting. I've got thousands of pounds. Well, I counted up the other day, about 13 or 1400 quid in Train Sim 2018 and variants of. I want to, in 10 years' time, to be turned around to you and saying, I've got that amount in Train Sim World. because, you know, when I was buying all those stuff for Train Simulator, what I was also doing as a part of that money was going towards developing a game for me, for my future, a simulator for my future YouTube career, for my future entertainment. I was investing that little bit of money. I didn't mind, because you know what? They're working on this Unreal stuff. We'll just have a pop out the cab here and have a look, because it's quite nice seeing all that. I was paying for a little bit of that. And now what have I paid for? I hope not just this. I really, really, really hope not just this. And while this is very nice, I can't really complain. This does look quite good. In fact, it's probably my second favourite next to Great Western Express. And some bits of this are better than Great Western Express. This is a fair tunnel. Hang on. When's this going to end? Oh, there. That's all right. Okay. No? What is that light at the end of the tunnel? That shouldn't look like that. That would be black until you were actually near the end of it. Isn't this tunnel like a mile long or something on the way into Penn? What was it, 2.6 I think when we entered? And it was light from when we entered it. Oh, come on, guys. Fair enough, it's your first long tunnel. There you go. There's a bug. There's a bug. What's that cab lot look like in the dark? Still massively, massively bright. There was desk lights, wasn't there? Oh yeah, they're quite nice. So you've got console light, desk light, console light, and console lights. I like that. That light at the end of the tunnel's been there a long time. This is nice. That's a really nice touch. Why is that sticker lighting up quite a lot? Okay. Oh, look. Okay, nice in here. Frames are relatively holding up, considering how much lighting's going on. This would absolutely murder my old computer. Oh, they've actually set out. Is that a marker for each coach? So it gives you the actual stopping point. Oh, and it does it red, amber to green. Oh no, I quite like that. Again, it's a bit arcadey. I'm getting some frame drops here. Yeah, okay. Okay. I don't like what the lighting's doing in here, mind. Seems to be a few more passengers about as well. Yeah, with everything turned up there, that does look a bit nicer. I mean, it's still very reflective, but it's not. It looks like it should be like that. Oh, whistle at you too, mate. Let's follow some people on. I like the way these people are all waiting up there. All getting on by the nearest carriage. You can go and sit down if you want. Did they not on Great Western Express go and sit down? I can't remember. You guys will need to tell me that. Isn't that us done? I mean, there are parts of this route, this game, you just cannot fault. It's visually very impressive. I just hope they haven't ruined their future with it. I really do. Let's try a bit of service mode. Let's go on foot. Let's go on foot. And let's go see if they've sorted out the tree. No, we've still got leaves on the trees, I think. It's not quite snowy. Soon dry. New York gets a fair amount of snow, so we'll put some on. How's that? Let's push it to the limits a little bit. Right, let's start. Should we start this end and work our way back up? That's probably a good point to start, isn't it? Not at 11:30 at night, though. Let's go for... nine in the morning, rush hour. Oh, it's a Great Western Express splash screen. Oh, and there's a train in. Let's be a passenger for this one. Another lady driver this time. Oh, it acts like I'm walking on snow and I'm on the platform. So, high platform operation. Turn the key clockwise. Open the doors forward and aft by pressing door open. Close doors to forward and aft by pressing door close buttons. Remove signals, train protect. There's nothing on the display boards again, which I would have liked to have seen. I don't even know what time it is. It says on the move. You can't go out the door when it's moving. There's a knack to getting into these seats, isn't there? Okay. Really like the coaches. I do quite like the way you go from coach to coach and you've got to wait for the snow to get them. You see that stuff? I'll go back to this one now. Oh no, this one's got it. So you can see all the windows are covered in snow. I like the way we're on the tilt. This one has the snow on the windows. But if we're quick and go to this one. It's only just started on these ones. I mean, considering what I'm doing, still getting 50, 49 frames, 50 frames per second, that's good going. Fair play Dovetail on that front, but the route is tiny. You can't jump out, but you can look out the back. I quite like that. You can't open even the local door. You can't open. Okay. To sum this up, is it going in the right direction? Some bits yes, other bits no. Route length, no. This is not going in the right direction, route length, at all. Bits of this seem a bit half-baked. The whole no freight services or anything like that seems a bit half-baked, but it's nice that they included it. The ACS 64, well, it's not. It feels all right to drive, I suppose. It's not the way they've modelled electric traction. Yeah, they've added some nice little features like walking through the machine room and things like that, but not modelling how it should be. Kind of makes it a bit pointless of why is it there. If you can't do much with it, why is it there? It's the same. That would be my argument for the toilets as well. If you could open the door and go to the toilet, then fine. But just to open the door to look at the toilet, there's no point in being there, is there? Same with the machine room. I know you've got like 2 switches, but it'd be nice to have something a little bit more in there. The cabs are beautiful. Very, very nice with the right lighting. There are still that weird artifact in that shoots off the pipes, the pipe work and stuff like that. And that's been an issue since the very first beta of CSX Heavy Haul. See how early I can open this door. they've done it for me. So I would have liked to have seen that fixed. I would have liked to have seen that fixed. But you know, sit in the second man seat, that's quite a good call. I quite like that. Right, love. Wearing a uniform. What can I fiddle with while you're doing that? Oh. See if I can fiddle with it. Nope. I'm not in control of it anyway. Can I change that screen on here? Yeah, okay, that's nice. As a second man, you can sit and do that. Got control over the horn. My desk lights. Shh. Shh. So that's quite a nice little feature. Smacks me of multiplayer a bit, if you ask me. Yeah, it's got some good bits and it's got its flaws. I'm just, as I said, really worried that they're going to start limiting Train Sim World to the Xbox, and that is really going to reduce the level of detail and the length of routes. It's all right, we've got trains that have got quite high function systems on it, but we've got a tiny little route. We've got really nice passenger coaches, but we've got a tiny little route. So we're going to either see really nice routes with really basic modelled locomotives in stock, or are we going to see really short, high detailed routes with high levels of stock? I don't know. And on that note, I am going to end this video because I'm going to have a play with this myself and learn about the signalling systems. I think we will come back to this. I quite enjoyed that little jaunt. I'd quite like to see a little bit more to it. But of course there is no more scenarios or anything I can do apart from the ones that are in there, which is a bit limiting and annoying. But there will be the odd one or two. At least put the wipers on, love. Where were wipers? This side, weren't they? I'm not finishing the video with you not having your wipers on. So, on that note, thanks ever so much for watching. Please feel free to like, share and subscribe if this is your first time watching my videos. Head on over to the Facebook page as well. It's linked in the description below. And I will catch you guys next time for probably some more Train Sim 2018, and there will be some more Train Sim World. So once again, guys, all the best and thank you ever so much.